Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Talks. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to the weekend stream. We have another stream coming later on as well. 2 streams for you tonight. So yeah, come and join me. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, we're here to talk about Chris Chibnall. You're probably wondering why we're gonna talk about Chris Chibnall, because we spoke about him for 5 years. But obviously, we've had those interviews. Well, we've had that interview that he's done, and we've got a couple of articles, and I have briefly touched on it. But we're going to actually go and see what these articles have to say, and I will give my opinion on them. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Couple of things first, though. We've got yeah, we got a Twitter poll in the link description. I asked a question in that poll: who dealt with social issues the best? So is it Chris Chibnall, RTD, or Stephen Moffat? As I said, the link is in the link description along with those articles. So if you haven't voted on the Twitter poll, please do. And don't forget, folks, I was just reminded because I was talking to Chuck. Chuck used to be a big part of this channel, but he's been running things with me Facebook groups. So for anybody that doesn't know who we're talking about, because obviously it's been a while since he's been in the chat or on the stream. So what you call it, as I said, he's running things on the Facebook end, and he's just reminded me that I never actually mentioned the Facebook groups. So if me moderators, when they're putting in the links for me channel and the links to the channels to me guests that do come on, if you could throw in me Tardis Zone New Who Facebook group and the classic group as well, I would really appreciate that. So we're on Facebook, folks. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. And we're also on Discord. So go and check that out. Now, I'm only starting to learn how to use Discord. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome to join. I'm going to be taking a more active role in all of the other sites that I'm on as well. So that's all of that out of the way. So let's get into what this clown has had to say in his interviews. And there's Chuck there. So he's thrown in the Facebook groups there. So we have the Tardis Zone official there. And then we've got the classic group, which has over 1,000 members. So if you haven't joined, please do. And I'm just going to say this straight off the bat, right? We're very, very strict in those groups, right? So any nonsense, right? Any nonsense out of there, there's no second chances. And I've already had to remove a couple of people myself, actually. I took a sneaky look in last week, and there was a person that was reporting people's posts for no reason whatsoever and was causing a bit of confrontation within the groups. So I had to remove them. But yeah, Chuck runs the Facebook side of things, but we were talking tonight. So yeah, I'm going to be taking a more active role in those groups as well. And as I said, we're going to be, obviously, the links are in there now. So yeah, make sure the links, every stream we do, guys, especially me moderators, if you can put all the links to all the Facebook groups, the Twitter account as well, the Discord, and the YouTube channel. And we will be soon on Patreon as well. We're setting up a Patreon channel, and we will be doing exclusive videos there for you guys. And you may get some exclusive videos from Cheryl as well. So yeah, I think she says she's willing to do a few on Patreon as well. So she'll probably be doing kind of murder mystery stuff. She doesn't know yet. We haven't kind of worked out what we're going to do on it yet, or what she's going to do on it yet. But we will be setting up a Patreon as well. So this is Chuck is in the chat, and it's nice to see him back in. He moved and everything, and he had COVID, and he's okay, guys. But yeah, he's been very busy with the move, and then obviously then he had a lot of things on, and of course we've been here doing everything. We've been busy, and obviously, you know, we caught up today, and well, before we came on here, so it was nice to catch up. So let's get into it anyway. Let's see what Chris has to say. So this is an article from the Radio Times. It's in the link description. I'm not putting it on the screen because, you know, Radio Times, because it's Radio Times. I don't trust them as far as I throw them. You know, you get accused of plagiarizing things, but you're giving your opinion on their article, but you know, you've got to be careful these days. Doctor Who boss says he won't reveal where Joe Martin's Doctor fits into the timeline. I do have an opinion, but I'm not going to share it with you. Well, then straight away, I shouldn't read this article then. Right? Now, is that Chris Chibnall saying, I do have an opinion, but I'm not going to share it? Or is this journalist saying they have an opinion and not going to share it? Because if it's a journalist, I'll say off the bat, well, then what's the point of doing an article? But if it's Chris Chibnall, well, then this is the thing. He's not going to share it. Well, the reason why you're not going to share it, mate, is because you don't know what the hell you're doing. But let's see. As I said, I'm not going to read this whole article. That's why they're in the link description. We're going to read because they do go into nonsense with these articles, as you know. They give you, like, you know, rubbish, other rubbish fluff inside the article, and we just want to get down to the meat and bones. So this article is written by Flora Carr, and it was published on the 29th of April at 10 a.m. in the morning. So Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall refuses to shed light on where Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor fits into the show's timeline, teasing it's a deliberate choice. No, it's not a deliberate choice. You don't know yourself because you haven't planned this out. And I think everybody in the chat will agree with me. That's why you won't tell us, because you haven't got a clue. You wrote her, you thought it was a good idea, and then you thought, oh my God, right? You should never have brought introduced another Doctor into the show, into the timeline, unless you had a proper explanation. Stephen Moffat had a proper explanation why he brought back, or why he brought in the War Doctor. Okay? That story is setting up the questions about what happened in the gaps, he explained in a recent interview with Doctor Who magazine. There could have been a number of points in the timeline where the fugitive Doctor could belong, but we deliberately haven't said she sits here. Right. Okay. So there are a number of points. Would you guys in the chat, obviously, don't think about this carefully. I don't want you to answer the question just yet. Right? Wait until I finish the article. But I am going to ask you this one question. Right? He says there could be a number of points in the timeline where the fugitive Doctor could belong. So my question to you guys in the chat is, right? And don't answer yet, right? Please don't answer yet. Wait until I finish the article. Where would you put her yourself within the timeline? Where do you think she fits in? Okay? Now, hold on to that question. Think about it for a few minutes and wait until I finish the article, and then I'll read out some of your answers. Doctor Who Flux recent episode, Once Upon Time, saw the surprise return of the fugitive Doctor after she made a lasting first impression on fans during the previous series. She was shoehorned in just to make it a little bit more interesting. It made no bleeding sense. Chris Chibnall teased that he had already has an option on where Joe Martin's doctor sits in the overall timeline, teasing it may tie into the 13 Doctors storyline. Well, that'd be great if you actually showed it on the screen. You see, if you're going to do something like this, Chris, right? Upset canon, actually destroy its canon. You need to really need to have a great story, and you have to have confidence within your own ability to put it across on screen. But what we have found is this man does lack it when it comes to. He shouldn't have done this. He just shouldn't have done it. He doesn't have the know-how to pull this kind of story off. Now, I know there'd be still fans out there that would still be opposed to what he's done. But, at least if you're going to do something like this, as I said, if it was done right, you may have surprised people. People may have been surprised, and maybe people would have kind of backed it. But because you haven't got a clue what you're doing, and it clearly shows, and this is why I wanted to talk about this a little bit more. The only thing that this Chris Chibnall interview that he's done with the Doctor Who magazine has exposed is how out of his depth he was, and how he hadn't got a clue what he was doing. Like, we've heard the thing, and we've heard it all the time, and anytime he's interviewed, where he had plans to bring in a certain villain, right? But he decided against it, or there'll be last minute. And remember, I was telling you this on this channel, right? He's even admitted it now, that he was writing scripts, and then they were going and filming, and then he would actually change his mind, and then it'd have to be changed again. I told you that, and I was called a liar on the channel. And now he's telling people in an interview. He's unbelievable. He shouldn't have got. I'm still baffled how he got this job, but there you go, man. He says, so it is Chibnall. He says, I do have an opinion, but I'm not going to share it with you. As I said before, this is about expanding the mythology without breaking the mythology. What? You have, right? The mystery isn't where the Doctor came from in the first place. I think he's missed the point. We all knew that the Doctor was from Gallifrey, was born in Gallifrey, right? The mystery was surrounding his name and surrounding his name. It's not got to do with his birthplace. We even seen him as a kid with Clara. It was nothing to do with his origins. We know his origins, right? It's the mystery surrounding his name. Why does he use the name Doctor Who? Because we know it's not his real name. And you've destroyed the Time Lords. You've put them into Cyber Lords now, suits, right? And you didn't explain how dead flesh can all of a sudden be, converted. You've destroyed the Doctor. You're trying to tell us that there's more Doctors before Hartnell, right? And why, in the classic show, it may have been hinted, right, to a certain extent, right, that there may have been, but it was never actually explored. And that's what you tried to do, and you gave us the Timeless Children, but you weren't just happy with that. You had to remove the Doctor from Gallifrey, right? In the 1950s, 1970s, when people said there were 4 Doctors, that bit in the brain of Morbius basically said, no, they aren't, because they aren't. And now when people say they have been, that there have been 13, we can do the same thing. It gives you a great journey for this Doctor. No, it doesn't. You don't get something that was thrown in there for a bit of bloody fun, right? The Doctor was not having a mind fight with himself. And if you think that, You seriously ain't not a fan of this show. I'm sorry. It's absolutely ridiculous, this man is. And there's the Doctor Who cover. Look at another generic, stupid, reused photographs thrown onto a cover because they can't be arsed to actually do a decent cover anymore. You can read the whole interview on radiotimes.com or whatever the crap you want to read it. There you go. That's that one. But Roy, answer that question anyway. Where do you think she fits in? Like, we know his origins, right? I am right, guys, right? We know his origins. He was born on Gallifrey, right? He's a Time Lord, right? And at one stage, he was the last of his kind, yeah? Right? The whole mystery of Doctor Who, if I'm correct in saying, and tell me if I'm wrong, was always his name. It was the name. That's why everybody lost their shit when Moffat did the episode in the name of the Doctor. Name of the Doctor. Do you remember? Everybody was saying, oh, he's going to reveal his name. Like, seriously. He hasn't got a clue. He just hasn't got I'm shocked. Matt Jones saves Gorgu, I can never say his name. Baby Yoda, parallel universe. She doesn't fit in anywhere. So who cares about the timeless twist? Says Leland. Yeah, well, look, if your arm was twisted, where do you think she would fit in? That's what I've asked. I don't care whether you think it shouldn't happen or not. I've just asked a hypothetical question. So where do you think she would fit in? If you could fit her in somewhere, where would you put her to make it work? Where would you? Like, there's mysteries surrounding the Time Lords, yeah? Okay? That's fair enough, right? And his planet is mysterious, right? Okay, so from that point of view, yeah, we'd like to explore maybe the origins of the Time Lords to a certain extent, right? But you don't do what he did. That's what he did with the Timeless Children. He used the Timeless Child as the basis and the foundations as the Time Lords. You know what I mean? That's how the Time Lords came about. So he has exposed the feckin'. You have broke the mythology, you bloody idiot. It's like revealing who Darth Vader is. I thought that was absolutely feckin' dumb. Right? Revealing that. And I'm sorry, some fans might agree with it, but I thought it was dumb. Now the mystery surrounding Vader is gone. He doesn't have the same impact that he would have had when we first watched him. I know they did reveal, I am your father. But they went back and they showed how he became Darth Vader. You don't do that. You don't do that. Leave the fucking some mystery there. You don't expose everything. Oh, here, there you go. This is how the Time Lords were created. So this is how the blah, blah, blah. And this is how the Doctor became the Doctor and all of this and blah, 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 blah. It ruins it. Of course it does. Of course it does. He's a clue. I'm telling you, man. I've never came across. I said it last night. I'll say it again. The worst showrunner we have ever had. He's the worst in history. Thank you. I'm glad you are calling me Irish Jesus because I do look like Irish Jesus, don't I? With the blue eyes as well. Look at the eyes. It's the eyes. Anyway, back to being serious again. But no, seriously, it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, this man is clearly showing his true colours now. And the more I hear the more stuff I hear coming out of his mouth, the more convinced that I am that I was right to keep hammering this guy the way I did. I don't care. As I said, I don't regret anything I said. This man has shown his true colours now, and this man hadn't got a clue. He was given the golden goose of the BBC. There you go. There's Doctor Who Do what you want with it. And this is the result. This is what he gave us, right? It's poorly edited, poorly constructed, poorly acted, right? And the storylines and the plots are non-existent. And anybody that tells me any different is wrong. You're wrong, right? He needs to come on YouTube to do a 15-minute video to explain Flux, right? Because apparently us fans are too dumb to understand what he was doing. No, we're not dumb. The guy just couldn't bleed and explain what he wanted to explain on screen because he's a shit writer. He's a hack. Unfucking believable. Seriously, unfucking believable. I tell you, I said it on Twitter, and I know it was a stupid thing to kind of say, but the tweet got a lot of reaction. I said if I was a billionaire, I'd buy Doctor Who, Star Trek, and what else did I mention? I mentioned another show, Game of Thrones, and I said I would retcon the mistakes that other people made. I would. But I'm not a billionaire, and I'll never be able to buy Doctor Who, so I might as well forget about that little pipe dream. But I tell you, if I had money, I would buy that. Do you know what? Fans probably should all get together, set up a fucking fund, and buy the IP off them, and fucking do something with it. Get some with them. We hire a fucking studio that we know and trust, and get them to do fucking Doctor Who. But obviously, like we'll have final say on stuff that they do, because obviously, it's a pipe dream, but we can dream, can't we? Anyway, let's do the next article now. If anybody wants to come on, you can, and give your opinion. But hold on, I did ask people a question, didn't I? So it is fair. It's only fair that I check and see what everybody has said. So we have, she doesn't fit in. The Brain of Morbius, all the clowns that say Brain of Morbius confirmed earlier doctors. Even as a kid, I thought they were Morbius faces and not doctors. Of course it is. They could say whatever they want, right? Because Chris Chibnall said it is now. It's not. I don't care what they say. This era, as far as we're concerned, is not canon. I don't give a shit, right? And we're not the only ones. Born on Gallifrey, strangely has a belly button. Let's see. Hold on. Because the new comment signs come up. Born on Gallifrey has a belly button. Born to some nobility that he avoids like the plague. Parallel universe doctor says real super doctor, also half human. And there was only 12. I know, but he's changed canon. By the way, I had this argument with someone. Well, it mightn't have been the case before, but it's canon now. And you know what? In fairness to that smart arse fan that said that to me, they are right, because Chris Chibnall has put it into canon. We can ignore it, but it is fucking canon. That's the problem. Daniel says parallel universe. Parallel universe doctor says Nicholas as well. I think that seems to be the favorite way of going about it. Maybe that's why it's rumored that RTD is going to do Universe 2 and start from the beginning, so we can say all of these events leading up to the 13th Doctor were parallel Universe 1. Bobby says Irish Jesus. Thank you very much. But there actually is a guy that goes around as Irish Jesus, so I don't think he'd be very happy about that. But I think I look better. I always thought the Doctor wasn't a true Gallifreyan because he was so set apart from the Time Lords, says Philip Archer. That's a fair point, but I don't see. You kind of have a point there. They could explore that a little bit, couldn't they? Why he's so different to the rest of them, but I don't. I don't want him to be other than Gallifreyan. You know what I mean? Or the Fugitive Doctor is a creation of the Matrix. Um, he turned the Shebogans from nomads to early Gallifreyans, says PD. I would put him between Troughton and Pertwee. That's what I have actually said. That's where he would. That's where she would actually work. But again, you're gonna have these hardcore fans, and I'm kind of want myself. Do you really want her there? She shouldn't look at. He didn't think this through. This is the problem. He didn't think this through. Now he's saying in articles, well, I kind of have an idea where I want to put her myself, but I'm not going to say anything because I just want to wind you up even more because he's an ass. Renee says my problem with the timeless child is that this is a mystery kept from the doctor and not a mystery kept by the doctor. I don't understand why the doctor is doing next to nothing to find answers. Well, she let a whole universe explode in flux to try find out. Actually, she was that selfish that people were genocided and alien races were genocided just so she could find out who she was. And then when she had the opportunity and she had the fucking fob watch in her hand, right? After Tectoyun was killed off because Chibs, anybody that knows anything about the Doctor's true origins, let's just kill them, right? So there we got this fob watch. The fob watch is hanging. The fob watch now is hanging over fans' heads now. Is he gonna reveal, or is he gonna leave it to the last bloody minute? And by the way, that energy. That energy. Do you remember I made speculation that it might be a trap or something? Well, I was thinking maybe it's the fob watch. Whatever's coming out of the fob watch is so fucking powerful. But he's destroyed this show. But let's go into this second article. And this is the one that I really wanted to read because this is where Chibnall is going to tell us how he felt when he felt known that RTD was coming back. So I don't know if anybody has actually read this article, but again, it's in the link description. So Doctor Who boss reveals when he found out Russell T Davies is replacing him. Not long before we did, reports Justin Harp. Would you like a pint of Harp, Justin Harp? By the way, Harp is a drink that they used to sell in the Republic, but it doesn't get sold here anymore. It's up the north now. It seems to be a popular drink up there now. It's piss water, but I used to, believe it or not, for piss water, I used to drink a bit of it. Yeah, you can still get the odd off license over here that sells it, and yeah, it's very popular in Dublin back in the day. But then we got all the other beers then, and then poor Harp was pushed aside for Carlsberg and Budweiser and all those other piss beers, you know. Anyway, Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall has opened up about the quick turnaround and finding out he'd be replaced by Russell T Davies. The stunned long-time Doctor Who fans. The BBC stunned long-time Doctor Who fans by announcing last autumn that RTD would return as showrunner. Well, he didn't stun us here on this channel because we knew before everybody else. Woohoo! For the 60th in 2023, picking up the baton from Chibnall after his final episode airs later this year. This is how it went. Chris, we need to talk to you. Yeah. What's up? Do you know the way you've announced you're leaving? Yeah. We're not cancelling Doctor Who. What? You're not cancelling Doctor Who? But I tried so hard to cancel it. Why aren't you just cancelling Doctor Who? Oh, because RTD is coming back. What did you say? RTD is coming back. But I tried so hard to destroy Doctor Who, why would you bring RTD back? I tried so hard. Why? Because we think you're a twat, and we actually want to make money. So, yeah. And he's going to ignore your changes, by the way. What? He's good. So not only have you brought him back and stabbed me in the back, he's going to ignore what I did. And that's how I think the meeting might have went when Chris Chibnall found out that RTD was returning. In the latest issue of Doctor Who magazine via the Radio Times, Chibnall said that he had very little time to digest the news before it was revealed publicly, as he was only informed 36 hours before the BBC's announcement. So let me get this straight, Chibi boy, right? All of us on this channel knew months before you did. That's how much BBC respect you. Oh, this gets better and better. The BBC's Pierce and Wanker and Charlotte Moore told me, he recalled, I had a suspicion because Russell hadn't texted me in a while and he's never been that quiet. Now, he didn't want to talk to you, mate, because he knew he would have had to listen to this. Why are you coming back? You're ruining everything I did with the show. I wanted to cancel it, now you're coming back, you're ruining it. And now I hear you're ignoring all my changes. What's going on? The current Doctor Who showrunner acknowledged that he is back in touch with Davies and he knows a bit about what's being planned for the anniversary in 2023. So, as I said to you guys on this channel, right? So he said he's had to be in touch with him, right? So he puts out that quote that that RTD is probably going to ignore his changes. Now he's had to acknowledge in there that he had a conversation with him. So he knows he's ignored his changes. So I think I'm being honest, I think it's confirmed he's going to ignore his changes. I know very little about what's going to happen, but not very much, he said. Really, I don't want to know because I want to go back to enjoying watching the show as a viewer. I want to go back. So hold on. You're a viewer, but you don't watch your own shit, but you expect all of us to shovel it up and watch it. Seriously, I'm on form tonight. I'm only messing. Why am I? Yeah, I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, but I am on form tonight. Chibnall has recently vowed he will never return to Doctor Who. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Once his final episode airs later this year, because there's lots of other things he'd like to write in the future. Well, what other shows would you like to screw up now this time? Let me see. What show do I really hate that you could screw up and watch their fans lose their shit? I wouldn't wish it on any fan. I'm only messing. And keep away from Blake 7. Keep in mind that Russell T Davies said in 2019 that he'd most likely never return to Doctor Who either. And here we are. Yeah, but the difference is, as I said, you've destroyed the show. He loves Doctor Who so much that he wants to try. He feels that it's his responsibility to save this show. That's the kind of showrunner I want. One that actually cares about the show. And you may have cared before you took over the show, but for the 5 years that we've seen you in charge, we can tell by what you have produced that you actually don't care. You actually don't know what you're doing. And you never had a plan. Never had a plan. Shame on you. Now, I hope you keep crying. Adios, chilies. Adios. And that's the article there. Anyway, sorry about the old pretending to cry business and stuff, but I hope you had a laugh with that because, or I'm really going to look stupid. But there you go. If anybody wants to come on now and comment, give me your opinions on these ridiculous articles, please do so. Let me know. We got 42 people watching at the moment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Listen, you know, there are people out there that are on Twitter and other social media platforms that make up a load of shit about this channel. And if you come here yourself, yeah, you will see I'm very opinionated. And yes, I can, you know, I put my opinion across the way I want to put it across. But you will see that I'm actually talking sense and I don't bullshit. So there you go. At Noel, someone's live streaming on your channel. I don't know who he is. Oh, you're talking about me. That's me. Hi. Yeah, this is why I don't want. This is why I don't like. You know, I don't. Cheryl gave out to me. You have to use the camera more. So I said, you know, okay, fair enough. But this is why I don't, because I get a bit giggly and I start doing the shit that you've seen me do. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't hit that like button, do. I don't know if you can hit the dislike button anymore, but if you want to hit that one as well, go ahead. If you want to leave a comment, please do. Yep. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you could all do me a favor, you know, we got 41 of yous in the chat. You could all share the channel to other platforms that you are on, and let's see if we can get more people to join our wonderful community. And Noel's very unfiltered and opinionated, but he's also true and very true and genuine. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I like to think that I don't bullshit you all, and I try, and I do be honest as much as I can. Well, I am honest all the time. I mean, I don't shy away from it. You know what I mean? As I said, I don't have any other obligations, you know, with other channels, with having sponsors and all that. So the shackles are off with me. So I can do whatever I want. This is the Noel from the early days of this channel. The best Noel, says Daniel. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not the best version. All these years, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm only messing. Anyway, we got Kieran in the chat as well. He says, just imagine if the history of Broadchurch was retconned by some new showrunner. Chibnall would be in tears. Then he knows what it would feel like. Actually, that's it. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But now, see, we're not as bad as him or as petty as him, though. That's the thing. Right, though, as I said, if you who wants to come on, let me know in the chat right now. I'm looking at the chat right now. So if you want to come on and you've been on in the past, obviously I'll have some of you our emails. But if you want to come on, let me know right now, and you can come on and give your opinion. I remember the time when I was only a commentator on Noel's live streams. Your growth has been great, says Purple Monster. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Mental note, retcon Broadchurch. I'll jump on if you'll have me, mate. No, feck off. I'm only messing Sigma. You can come on. Yeah. Do I have your email address, don't I? You're under Sigma as well. Aren't you, your email address? If not, just send me a message on DM on Twitter, just so I can make sure. But I'm pretty sure I do. So just bear with me there now, and I'll see. So yeah, I'll bring you all on together. I'm not bringing on one by one. So if anybody wants to come on, and I'll give everybody a chance to get their say, and we're all getting better at not cutting across people on this channel now. So that's good news. Yeah, I do have your email. So there you go. I am sending you a link. So we'll wait until a few more people come in, though, and then I'll bring you all on together. So let's see who else, if there's anybody else in the chat. It's Friday night, guys, so you know what to do. I gave the Irish Geek channel a shout out last night in my video. Thanks, Daniel. I was actually wondering why my subs went up, actually, because we're nearly at 300 on the second channel now. So thanks, pal. I didn't realise that. Woo! Nice one. Nice one. Right, guys, come on. These are a bit slow tonight. Who else wants to come on? Come on, let me know. Who wants to come on and have a bit of a rant about chibis? Come on. Because you aren't going to get many opportunities to rant about chibis anymore. Because as soon as his episode is done, then, unless he comes out with more stupid articles, then we can, but if you want to come on, let me know. Woo! Right, let me see. Okay, send me an email, says P Davies. Okay, I'll send you an email. Email. Oh, you just hear a ding-a-ling, which means we have someone in the studio. Yeah. A ding-a-ling-a-ling. So there we go. We got another person to come on. So there we go. So that email is sent. We got a super chat as well. Real Super Doctor wants to come on as well. Our Teddy's not here with me now. He's in the room with Cheryl, unfortunately. He's been a bit of a hyperactive dog though, and the way I have things set up tonight, if he hits off one of the wires, he'll knock it all down. Once we paint this room and it's done, then we're gonna have a proper setup. We're gonna have a proper setup because I have a table there ready to go, but we're gonna put it in the corner of one of the walls. And then we're gonna have our little setup at the back of me as well. And because we're using kind of a green paint like the super chat there that we've just received, I won't need to buy a green screen either. Walked Eyebrow 2 says, and with a £5 super chat, and he says, I remember there was a time where I could not miss a Doctor Who episode live on TV. Now since Jodie and Chibs, I have fallen out of love. Screw him. I agree, mate. PD, I have sent you your email too. Let's see, have we got anybody else, just in case I've missed? So we got 2 people, our Real Super Doctor as well. I've sent him his, and I've sent PD's. So we've got a couple of people on now, so we'll bring them on now in just a second. We'll just wait for PD to come on. Remember, we will be streaming another stream because there is other stuff to talk about as well. So what will happen is, it's 20 past 11 now. So we're going to stream until 12 o'clock. And then I have to take a little break to bring little Teddy out, as you know. And then we'll be back again then for another stream. So come and join me for that as well. Yeah? Keeping myself busy as well. And obviously, you guys are enjoying the streams. And as long as you guys are enjoying them, the more I'll keep doing them. So, yeah. But it's been a while since we had a few people on to really have a proper chat. So we'll do it for this stream anyway. So I'm just waiting on PD to pop in. I have sent him an email, and then I'll bring everybody else on. And thanks for the super chat, Walked Over. But look, you're echoing the sentiment of a lot of fans in this fandom. A lot have fallen out in love with Doctor Who. And I was at that stage, but saving grace for me has been Classic Who, and doing the new Who watch-alongs has actually made me fall in love with Doctor Who again. But I hate this era, and I'll never like this era. Never go down well with the fans, no matter what the other side say or the media say. this did not capture the imagination of the British public, the American public, or fans alike. So no problem, Noel. I love your FIFA streams. Yeah, we'll get back onto those FIFA streams because we're near the end of the last season. So we'll have to get back to that one as well. We'll have to get back to doing FIFA streams as well. We haven't done a FIFA stream in a few days. But again, thank you everybody that has subscribed to the Irish Geek to watch me play games. Now, obviously, we don't have the PS camera. So if I had that, it'd even be better because then you'd see me lose me shit when I'm losing a football match. But you can only hear me right now. But Daniel tunes in for all of those streams, and Chris will pop in the odd time, and PD has popped in the odd time, and Alpha. That's what I mean. That's where me and Alpha used to have our chats. When I was streaming on that channel, he used to be there for all the UFC streams that we did. So I have them up on the channel as well. So there you go. Right, so let's bring on our 3 guests that we have, and obviously the lads are going to be giving me their opinion on what they've just heard tonight from those 2 articles. Just in case you don't, guys, just briefly look at the articles. They are in the link description, just in case you have forgotten. Don't forget, there's also a poll in the link description that links to my Twitter account. Yeah, and I ask who dealt with social issues better, RTD, Stephen Moffat, or Chris Chibnall. I want everybody to vote if you can. If you're on Twitter, please do vote. And retweet if you're on Twitter as well. Let's get that poll out, as many people. I don't care if the other side get a hold of it either. Just go out and vote whoever wants to vote. It does, you know what I mean? I'm gone past the stage where I don't care if he has tried to rig a poll or not, right? At the end of the day, I'm trying to get an honest answer off people, and I want people to answer honestly, right? That's it. Just answer honestly. Don't be petty about it and try sabotage it. Just go and give your honest opinion. If you think RTD did, fine. If you think Chibnall did, absolutely fine. And the same with Stephen Moffat. But just be fair with the vote. Vote fairly is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's bring on our guests. We've got the one and only. Hold on. I have to change it this way. Yes. We've got the one and only Real Super Doctor.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. Happy weekend.
I think it's to get cold here, and it's going to be raining.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we have a bit of sunny weather right now, but yeah, if it's gonna go your way, we're probably gonna get the weather first. So
yeah,
we'll see. Next, we've got PD Rich.
Hey, it's cold here as well.
Oh, feck off, he's miserable. It's been nice
it was
here.
Warm last week. It's cold this week.
Yeah, well, actually, for once in my country, because I live in Ireland, we actually have better weather than you guys.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Sigma Later.
Hello.
Nice to see ya.
And you.
Right, well, guys, you have heard me. Read those articles. So I'll just, without further ado, which one of you wants to jump in first and give you our opinion on this joke that Chris Chibnall has told us all, because it clearly has to be a joke. But go ahead. Who wants to start first?
Well, I mean, the whole thing just makes so much more sense now, doesn't it? I mean, you can't write an entire 3 seasons worth of Doctor Who that bad without not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, It's not an excuse, because it's still shit, but I have a bit more of an understanding as to why it's so shit now.
Guys, any of you guys want to jump in there?
I think that Chris Chibnall just doesn't know what he's been doing. I mean, he's been given the job as the producer, and basically he's been kind of a bit lazy about with his ideas and all that. And it seems he's writing it as fast as he can, and at the last minute he's bringing all the monsters all back, and it's just going to be a classic monsters companion bash towards the end.
This is the thing. We actually have fans out there, John, that are actually saying that we should be actually praising him and giving him credit because he was able to get scripts out at a fast rate. I mean, what would you say to people like that? Because I've been very vocal on it on Twitter, as you know. You've seen me, you follow me on Twitter, and I've actually I said, you seen me tweet, I retweeted someone that was making excuses, and I wrote, excuses FC. Like, stop making excuses for this man. I don't care if he threw out, if he did Doctor Who during COVID and was able to get it out. The question that fans should be asking is, was it good quality? He only had 6 episodes to do for Flux, right? No excuse to make those 6 stories the best stories that he could make. Am I asking for too much, guys? Or am I actually being reasonable here? Right? I don't give a shit about the COVID restrictions. He went down from whatever 8 to 10 episodes and was given 6 to do, right? And you want us to thank him because he was able to get those 6 out with the COVID restrictions, and he was able to then throw out these specials. But I'm sorry, unless the quality of them is up to standard, I don't care how many throws out. He could have thrown out 20 fucking episodes. If they're shit, they're shit. So I don't think I'm being unreasonable here to ask for 6 episodes to be done the best they can. But what we've heard from that interview, as you said, John, he's half-assed, slapped things together, shoehorn things in, which everything we've been saying on this channel, everything that I've been criticised about on Twitter, called toxic about, he is talking about. I mean, it's a joke now, John, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, this isn't Doctor Who, and let's be honest, it isn't. I mean, Doctor Who in the past, I mean, we had say like everything went out kind of basically live in the 1960s. We had the best of the best writers, and we had the creativity, and we had the creativity of the drama department and the BBC Radiophonic Workshop to create the music and all that. These people deserve. These people deserve special recognition for what they've done in the past. I mean, you have to look at the budget they had to work with back then. I mean, it's totally amazing. I mean, £1,000 on a serial, and the Hartnell getting paid very less, even to play the Doctor back then, and they didn't criticize the pay or anything like that. The first Doctor,
there you go.
and he just put all his might into that role. He put all his passion into that role. I mean, it's like John Pertwee, it's like Patrick Troughton, it's like Tom Baker lived that role, and he gave it all his best and all that, and even Peter Davies and even to Colin Baker to some extent, but. And Sylvester McCoy, you could see it right through all the Doctors, but with Jodie Whittaker, it's like she's been totally just do a job, just get it over and done with. She's not got the charismatic acting that comes with the part, because it's most important that because you've got a big huge fan base likes myself and likes and likes a Sigma Later and likes you PD Rich that need that kind of supportive, as you say, because you see that it's really the Doctor. He's the lead of the show, and the companions are there to kind of relate to the audience, and it's most important that you have to sustain your audience. And basically, Chibnall hasn't been doing that since the very word go. I mean, it's like all the pure excuses from the Doctor, and you have to bring this back up again, like it's like the social awkward thing. I mean, you could suspect the Doctor is a bit socially awkward and all that, but we're talking about Doctor Who here. We're talking about a show that's going to relate to the audience, and I think that's the big huge mistake, and I think that's the wrong road that you're going down. You've got to really make sure that what you're writing is something that people are wanting to go back to. You're not really wanting to kind of turn people off. and basically, I praise the classic series for the very little that they had,
Yeah.
and they didn't have the £1 million budget, and even in the 80s, I mean, they had basically kind of model shots and that for spaceships. I mean, it looks a bit kind of dodgy now. I mean, look at the creativity that went into Fort of Doomsday, that huge
Yeah.
spaceship, and the script and the story.
Yeah.
I mean, that story. It may be not kind of satisfy the modern day audience, but for me, I find it the most riveting because of the fact that it has a plot and it carries right through the episode. Maybe it drags in a couple of episodes, but it really pulls you kind of pulls you in, and
Yeah.
that's what Doctor Who was all about, like pulling you in and making you want to go back to this story week after week to see what happens to the characters, and it's mostly the Doctor's there is the clever one to get himself out of the situation, and the companion's there to help him basically. But what I've seen mostly in New Who, it's the companion that's always been digging the Doctor out of the situation. That even in the Eccleston series is mainly in the first episode, Rose. It was Rose Taylor that helped the Doctor out of the situation he was in with the Autons and the nesting consciousness.
Yeah.
For what I see with Jodie Whittaker's era, I see absolutely nothing of that sort. I just see it as pathetic bantering.
Yeah. If you think about it, right, she got paid the most money of any Doctor in living memory, in living history, I should say.
Yeah.
Chris Chibnall got a bigger budget. It was bigger than Russell T and Stephen Moffat's eras combined. I mean, BBC will not be criticised for throwing money at it this time because they did, right?
Yeah.
They actually did, right? But what he did with it was waste that money, in my opinion. But he had all the tools available to him that even RTD didn't have and Moffat didn't have, because there were stories that they actually wanted to do, but they couldn't do because of budget restraints, right? He didn't have many budget restraints. Now, when the pandemic hit, there would have been a bit of stress, okay, that time. Then you can excuse certain things going awry. But for Series 11, he had everything in place, right?
Yeah.
He paid her the most money. He got the most money for the visual effects to bring it in, whatever team he wanted to bring in. And they gave him money like to beat the biscuit, right?
Yeah.
It's what he did with it. He wasted a lot of money. And you know, I would say, you know, even RTD, I know you talk about classic and I agree with you with the little budget they had, they were absolutely amazing. But I would say the same about bloody RTD as well, especially his era, with the amount of money he actually had, right? Because remember, if you think about inflation, right, and then you think about how much he was given in 2005, I wouldn't say there was much in the difference, but look what RTD was able to produce. Yes, the Autons, the nesting consciousness episode has aged badly, but so has Classic Q. So to me, even his fourth series kind of reminds me more of the Classic era, because it does have that now, because it has aged a little bit, but the stories are so good, John, just like what you said. Go on, John. You wanted to finish up there.
I mean, if this show was totally bad, as people made out years ago of because it had cheap effects and all that, I mean, it's totally wrong. You look at these stories, and I mean, I've watched these episodes back to back, and I don't know how many times, because they are so good. The actors are good, the characters are good. I mean, they all come a place in my heart, and each and every Doctor special in their own way in that, and their own character development in that, and their own eccentricities. With the 13th Doctor, there's absolutely nothing there. I mean, I really think it's always almost to do with the writing and the way the way the character has been kind of developed. And I mean, there hasn't been anything to develop this character from the word go. I mean, so what? She's got an earring and it symbolizes humanity. So what? But that's just a kind of bit of cheap gimmick, and the costume is awful. I mean, these trousers that she's wearing, and the braces and all that, and that coat. And I mean, it just isn't the Doctor. It isn't. It doesn't show the Doctor's eccentricness. It doesn't even show any doctorishness.
Yeah.
No, the quality.
Yeah. PD, what do you think, man?
On the what do you call it? On Chibnall's going on about Russell T Davies. I'll tell you it very simply. He was sacked.
Yeah.
That looks like someone being sacked.
Look. I said I told people, but look, it's never going to be revealed. I don't think that.
No.
I've got a funny feeling my sources were spot on again, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to dwell on that one. Look, either way, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way, he's gone. Chaos in Cardiff was basically confirmed.
Yeah.
Everything that I've said on this channel has basically been confirmed. So I think people can finally now understand that, well, you guys always know I wasn't lying to you because I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
But I think other people out there need to realise that everything that I've said and everything that I've received has been spot on this time. We've had more of a hit rate this season with the rumours than we did with the last series 12 now, and I will admit that. But we did get the Spyfall information right in Series 12 and other stuff as well. We did say the Jadoon were returning, and nobody believed me either. But I don't know. I mean, look, I don't really care about that now. I just wanted to remind people, though, because there were people out there that did abuse me and call me a liar. Well, look, at the end of the day, it's irrelevant now. He's gone. And I hope he sticks to his word, though, and never does come back. But I mean, I wonder. Obviously, I was taking the piss with my reaction when he found out RTD was taken over, but I can imagine that his reaction was one of maybe anger or despair, or I mean, I would have loved him to be a fly on the wall when that meeting took place. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd love to have seen that.
So I mean, look, it's evident now, guys, that he's clueless.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I think that's another thing.
Sorry, Sigma.
No, that's right. I think that's another thing that this interview's exposed, that all of us who have criticised this show since the Chibnall era started, we've all been vindicated. By this, because we all may have been joking of that, saying, "Oh, Chibnall doesn't know what the hell he's doing," and now he's just gone, "Yeah, I had no idea what the hell I was doing." So,
and that's what baffles me, Sigma, is that there's fans out there on the other side that want us to kiss his ass and actually praise him for doing all of this. I mean, I'm sorry, but you guys are really seriously deluded.
Yes.
Why would we ever give thanks to a man that has literally destroyed the fandom?
Yeah, we're not saying
the show's reputation, but not only that, has destroyed canon in the process.
Yeah.
He has destroyed canon in the process. I'm sorry, I'm not going to kiss no ass, and he ain't getting no praise off me. I do not regret anything I've said about him over the last 5 years. Again, as Sigma has said, and I'll let you jump in a second, is that we've all been vindicated. And you know what? I don't regret anything I've said. He is a hack, and I'm glad he's gone. And I know Chaos in Cardiff happened as well. It's just a number. This is the worst thing, though. Twice, right? He's only mentioned that he was going to leave once in an interview. But the reality of the situation is that after Series 11, right? Because I told you on this channel ages ago, right? When Series 11 had dropped, we were getting rumors. We were talking about it at the time, and I told you that They were leaving. The two of them were actually going to leave themselves. And Piers Wenger convinced them to stay another season.
Thanks, Pierce.
Right?
Yeah, well done
So
there,
then we
Piers.
find out then from a Chibnall interview, well, I was going to leave before that. So he's going to leave a second time. And they got him to stay for another series. So this could have all ended, right? This timeless child nonsense would have never came to fruition if Piers Wenger had had the balls and said, right, I've made a mistake. Okay, give us your P45s. I'll gladly accept them. But he didn't. He wanted to save face himself as well. Just look, you know what I mean? That's what it was all about, saving face. Sigma, I want to go on as you were talking. I'll let you continue. But what do you want to say about that? Because that is actually quite shocking. Like, they could have got rid of him. They chose not to.
God, I don't even know where to start of that one. I don't know if the BBC's more, or Pierce was trying to save face or whatever, because he didn't want to admit he got it, that the BBC got it wrong by putting Chibnall and his ideas in charge, or they honestly thought Chibnall could somehow turn it around. I don't know. I think there's plenty of blame on both sides in that regard. But honestly, I think it would be much better just to put the show on hiatus, because from the way things sounds like it's been going, it's like the plan to bring back RTD had been set in motion for a while. So it's probably a better idea to rest the show and then go, look, here's RTD, Doctor Who's back, rejoice.
But you see, here's the thing, though. I know people saying that, you know, should be put on hiatus. But if you think about it logically, right, you've got the centenary coming up in October, right?
Yeah.
Then we don't, we're over a year, we've got to wait because next November is the anniversary. So we have to wait over a year anyway. So it's going to be nearly either 18 months or 2 years before we even get Series 14. So I think there is a bit of a gap there, to be quite honest with you. Is it enough of a gap? We could argue maybe not, but it's RTD. This is he's the factor in all of this. It's RTD. If it was anybody else, if it was even Stephen Moffat, I'd say they'd have to take a break. But this is RTD. Yeah. He's only after recently coming off 2 hit shows now. So he's hot right now, right? The public are interested in what he wants to do. It's not about us fans, right? Whether we like it or not, it's not right now, right? They've got to try win back the mainstream audience. Now, he's had 2 hit shows back to back now, right? As I said, he's hot right now. He's been considered probably the best British writer that they have at the moment. I would actually agree with that. He probably is, right? But he's hot. That's why Sony came in and wanted Bad Wolf Studios, because they know he's hot right now. So his name alone is going to be a game changer. That's why I believe someone probably was going to leak it anyway, even though we were speaking about it and I told you that he was coming back, and then it officially came out. But I reckon the newspaper was going to leak it before the BBC wanted to actually make the announcement. But they've made it now, and it's had a huge reaction now. So it's already had a huge reaction. You go on to YouTube. I was checking last night myself, and write in RTD returns, and you look at the amount of channels with, and I mean thousands of subscribers, right? And you watch all the comment section, right? And you see even people say, I haven't watched the Jodie Whittaker era, or people that have watched and says, thank God the GOAT is back. Or I haven't been the only one that's been saying it. But even people in the British public, well, I watched Doctor Who when RTD had when he brought a force, but I wasn't really a fan of Stephen Moffat. But now that he's back, I'm willing to give the show another go. So they're the people that he has to try bring in. And I think because right now he's hot, he will. I don't think these fans actually on the other side realise how big he's going to be, because there's hype for this. And his first episode, this 60th, is going to blow the woman who fell to Earth out of the rating stratosphere. It's the woman who fell to Earth is not even going to come into the conversation. This, if we think 13 million viewers was good for Jodie Whittaker and it broke records, which it did, RTD's return is going to break that record without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be the most viewed episode in Doctor Who history. His name comes with that pull right now. So I think the longer they leave it, you know, the less chance he has of doing that, because he is hot right now. You cannot you can't stall on this now. You got to put your foot down on the gas and get it out there. And I think that's why the 60th is rumored to be, and we spoke about it here as well, and we put the Reddit rumors up, and the Gallifrey based rumors up, where it's saying that the 60th is going to be a multi-story event. So it's going to have different episodes. It's going to be played over a few nights. It's not just going to be a one deal thing. It's going to be a couple of stories, which, look, this, and that's the 60th. That'll be the last time that you will see Doctor Who as you see it, right? Because when it comes back in 2023 or 2024, whenever he officially brings back Series 14, someone put it, and that's the word, this is the word I should have used, Doctor Who is going to be reimagined. So you're good. That's why they use the term new generation of Doctor Who. They're going to reimagine this show. So this is why all of this shit that Chibs has done, it doesn't matter. Redacted is so good, says Unknown 289. Look, it's if fans love that audio, that's great. I don't listen to BBC Sounds. I have no interest in it, to be quite honest with you. It's in my opinion, seems to be set for a younger audience and a female audience. So it's not my cup of tea. But if that's what they want to do, I have no problem with that. It doesn't affect me watching Doctor Who. So yeah, if they want, I haven't listened to it, and I've been so adamant that any post that I've seen about, I've just blocked the accounts because I don't want to know about it, and I'm just being out straight. It's not my cup of tea. So
yeah, that's how I feel about the entire Chibnall era.
So that's where I've gone, and that people can criticize me about that all they want. It's not. For me. You can clearly see it's set for a female audience. It's produced by women for women, and I've no problem with that. It doesn't, as I said, they've got their thing, you know, and Doctor Who's supposed to be for everybody, and that's the way it should be. And then if they're bringing spin-offs, then TV show spin-offs, as I said, I said to you, don't be surprised if there's an Ace spin-off. Remember I told you that, if to replace Sarah Jane, and now there's talks of even that happening. So there you go. I mean, look, you know, you can satisfy everybody in this fandom, and you've got Big Finish there as well that has its audience as well. So Redacted, I'm not interested. I don't care. I heard the trailer and Jodie Whittaker's voice just goes through my head.
Yeah.
So even that alone was enough for me to say I'm out. So I'm out. Guys, Hatton, you want to add? Would you listen to that audio that you would be interested in?
No.
I listened to the trailer and just noped out. Like,
that's what I mean. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. So,
same here.
And you know what? I'm not going to slag anybody that listens to it either. If they enjoy it, like Unknown says he's enjoying it, brilliant. Fair play to you. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, yeah, I say the same thing about people who like the Chibnall era. It's like, if you enjoy it, good.
Yeah, just don't attack others that don't. That's the problem that's always been in this fandom. Isn't that right, Sigma? That's the problem.
Discord,
yeah. That's why we always have a problem, is because you guys, we say out negative and yous are on us, right? So then we counter, and then then sometimes we might say, well, you're an idiot for fucking watching Chris Chibnall's era and thinking it's great because you've started on us first. You know, if you don't want us to respond or react, well, then don't be attacking fans for not liking something, because throughout Doctor Who's history, people haven't either liked the Doctor, haven't liked the showrunner, haven't liked a certain story or a certain companion. Always has happened. But as soon as the Doctor got herself a vagina, all hell broke loose. And that's the difference. She got a vagina, the Doctor got a vagina all of a sudden, and all of a sudden you couldn't criticize. It was like, how dare you? How dare you, you sexist? bigot. You deserve her scorn. You are a female doctor.
Yeah, but even before the internet, and even before all of this started, I mean, we had the curse of fatal death. I mean, it wasn't canon, but it was just a bit of comedy, and there was nobody crying out against the fact that Joanna Lumley was actually the last Doctor and that, and it. Because I could remember, I was kind of taken back by it. I wasn't shocked by it. I thought it was amusing. I thought it was a good idea, but I just thought it wasn't right for the Doctor. But even though it was comedy, I quite enjoyed it.
Well, Unknown says he was joking, but it's actually funny that you brought up Redacted, because I was going to cover in the next stream. I was going to cover that article because I'm going to read out the headline first, right? Tell me if you think I should cover it. If not, I will do something else, right? But hold on, I'll because it needs to be spoke about. I mean, look, as I said, I've no problem if they want to do this, but the thing about it is, they're focusing on one thing here, right? They're not focusing on the story here, right? The newspapers are reporting it this way, and this is why we give out. Why not tell people what's actually going to fucking happen in the story instead of concentrating on the fact that where is this bleeding article? Where is it? Yeah, I actually have to put in TV show, because fucking. If you put in Doctor Who News now, right, it comes up the World fucking Health Organization.
Yeah, oh god.
Right. So this is the headline by The Guardian. And this is why I'm moaning. Instead of focusing on the story, this is the headline. Very gay, very trans, the incredible Doctor Who spin-off that's breathing new life into the franchise.
How not to sell a product.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so here is a question, Michael Hogan. Okay, what's it about?
Jeez.
Seriously, what's it about?
It's such
all I see here is you bringing up someone's sexuality and sexual preference, but what's the actual story about? Could you tell me? Will we get down into the article and we might find out? Will we?
Another critic is just a major ideologue and just wants to talk about representation.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Exactly.
They're not focusing on. I don't listen. I want to make it clear, by the way. I don't give two shits if gay, trans, bisexual, lesbian people are in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But when you make that the primary focus,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
When you make that the primary focus, and you don't tell us what the story is actually about, well then, how do you expect people to go and watch it? And then you follow up by saying, the incredible Doctor Who spin-off that's breathing new life into the franchise. But I thought that's what Jodie Whittaker's fucking Doctor did.
Yeah.
But I thought that's what Jodie Whittaker's Doctor did. She bred new life into this franchise. What you talking? What are you talking out your backside for?
Yeah.
Well,
so would you like me to cover this very gay, very trans, incredible Doctor Who spin-off that's breathing new life into the franchise article?
I mean, this is not Doctor Who at all. I mean, Doctor Who was never about agenda pushing like this.
Exactly.
It was more. It was just a madman in a box.
Exactly.
And I think that's ultimately what we've really learned overall from this experiment with like the Chibnall era, is that making the Doctor a woman has changed absolutely nothing. It brought nothing new to the role. It's almost like the gender's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. This is why, look, as I said, we're not opposed to having characters in Doctor Who's lore. from the LGBTQ plus community, as you call it.
Oh, no,
The problem
we
is
all
it's
love
the prime
Jack.
that seems to be the primary focus. Oh, look, we've got a new companion who happens to be gay.
It's a
So now
USP,
when we
isn't
get
it?
them on, we're going to tell them,
Yeah.
we're going to tell you that they're gay every 5 minutes because we haven't hammered home the point enough. That's
And now that and now they're interfering with the classic characters, Tegan and Nissa. Apparently, Tegan and Nissa had a romantic relationship.
Well, the RTD did write that for
Yeah.
Farewell, Sarah Jane.
He did actually write that, so
Yeah.
it was mentioned that they were a couple. Look, but again, I don't actually have a problem with it if it's done properly. I don't think anybody would have a problem if it's done properly, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying, we're against lesbian relationships. We're not. Right,
Yeah.
but do it fucking properly. Do you know what? Show
handle it
respect
respectfully,
towards the people who you're representing. It's fucking disgusting that you're not representing it, and you're not doing it with sensitivity, and you're not doing it correctly. You're disrespecting those people that you claim to represent. You're just shoehorning it in, or it's not written properly. Now, I don't know if Redacted is written well. I don't know. As I said, it's not my cup of tea. But if they were to introduce characters into the show, which they have in the past, I don't have problems with that, right? But they have to be well written, and they have to be respected. So the audience that are watching, if anything happens to them, or you get you know what I mean? You have to be invested in them.
Yeah.
But it's all about look, we got a shiny new Doctor Who show. And we got a trans doctor, and we got a boy companion, and we got this, that, and the other. But we're not going to tell you what the show is about.
Yeah. They just want to cudgel you with a unique selling point. That's all they want to do now. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's like, it's like, look at my dog. It's eating snow. Oh, it's eating
it shouldn't
snow.
be the selling point.
Exactly.
The selling point should be the brand itself and the story. That's your selling point.
Well, that was I was going to say that was the problem with like Jenny and Vastra when they weren't reminding everyone that they were married. They were actually very interesting characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, they're using Doctor Who as a platform, and because it gets this amount of audience and all that, they want to broadcast a message to all the audience.
The message.
Right. Well, listen, we're gonna have to leave it there. I know it seems like I'm cutting it a bit short, but as I said, it's 12 o'clock now, and she wants to go and have a proper sleep tonight. She hasn't been sleeping well. Neither have I, to be quite honest. It's the weather. Some nights it's too warm, and some nights it's too bleeding cold. So it's gone from it's a pain in the ass. But I've got to bring him down anyway. But look. Bottom line is this. So I don't know if you actually want me to do that article, but I will be back anyway. And if you do, I'll pop it in the link description. But we will be doing other stuff as well. So join me for the next stream. But I mean, look, I think Chris Chibnall now, as I said, when he started talking in these interviews, I said, well, he's been quite revealing, and maybe he's given away stuff that he didn't really realize he's given away.
Yeah.
But the one thing that has come from this week is that this man had absolutely no clue what he was doing. And to those fans out there that have been telling us that he deserves a little bit of credit and a little bit of praise, he will never get any of that, because he couldn't be bothered, in my opinion, to take the time and effort to create what he wanted to create. And I will say this, that okay, fair enough that the Timeless Child was based off his own experiences, but he shouldn't have really done that, in fairness, because the Timeless Child has no business of being part of Doctor Who canon. It's as simple as that. Now, if he wanted to do a story based on his own life, that's fine. You could have done that, introduced maybe a companion that was adopted, and the Doctor helping that companion to come to terms with being adopted, and maybe, explore, maybe bring them back to show the companion why your mother gave you up or something like that to make the companion understand. That would have been a nice little cool storyline to run with. But he decided to go this way. So for that, no, he won't get praise off me. He won't get praise off the majority of fans. And the 10 million viewers that have walked away are certainly not going to praise him either.
Not at all.
So with that, I'll leave it there. But if you could, guys, if there's any moderators in the chat, because PD is here with me right now, if you could put up all the links to my social medias and my YouTube channel.
You have to give me the Discord.
The Discord, I'll actually put that in myself there. And while I'm doing that, you guys go around the board now and shout out our social medias and whatever else you want to shout out. So whoever wants to go first, just shoot ahead and do it.
Anybody?
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Well, we haven't seen Sigma in a while, so I'm letting Sigma go ahead.
Okay.
Do it if you want, John.
Just show Sigma.
Oh my God, this is awkward. Guys, why do you shout out these are socials?
We're being British now. We're being polite.
You can find me on
Twitter. I'm putting my foot down. Sigma first. Go ahead.
All right. If you want, you can find me on the Twitter at Sigma Later. I occasionally upload videos on YouTube at Sigma Later as well. Don't expect any quality from me because you won't get it.
Well, you know they say he's blunt, but there you go. Okay, next real super doctor.
I've got a Twitter under Real Super Doctor, and I've got a YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor.
Fantastic. And last but not least, PD Rich. Well, not last but not least, because I'm next after PD, but PD.
You can find me in Rabbi's chat normally, or you can find me hanging around with Dave Travels Through Time.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And you can find me here. You can find me on, obviously, the Irish Geek YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure someone has thrown the links in there. We also have 2 Facebook groups, as I said, the Tardis Zone Official, where we talk mostly New Who, and we do have a classic group. Now, the classic group is my original group. It has over 1,000 members, so I'm real strict and protective about that. Anybody goes in there and messes is out straight away. That group is strictly classic Who. So if you like your bit of classic Who and you want to join a Facebook group and everybody's friendly in there, get our asses over to the Tardis Zone Classic Years is what it's called. I think someone will put the link in the link description there. So yeah, and remember, I'll put the Discord account. The link is in there as well. And there's 6 days to go on that poll as well that I have in the link description on Twitter. So go and check that out. Actually, I'll put my Twitter account in myself while I'm here, actually, because it'll be handier for me to do it. You just concentrate on putting me the other stuff in, and I'll do Twitter and Discord from now on. That way, then we can get everything in. And Walked Eyebrow too, thank you for the super chat earlier on. I never forget the people. I always like to thank people that gave us super chats as well. So there you go. So there's the group. See, PD has put it in. There's the Twitter account. Again, the Twitter account has actually exploded. We recently, I think 2 days ago, reached 800 followers. We're now out, since Elon has took over, though, I've noticed that my followers have gone up, so we're up to 825.
Elon.
Right, so it looks like something has happened with Twitter, because all of a sudden now a lot more people are actually seeing me than they were. And I was told I've been shadow banned, and I actually was shown, look, no, you are actually shadow banned, but I didn't really give a shit. But now that I can see what it actually has done and what it was doing, because now it's different, I say, well, screw you, Twitter, because I could have got that. I could have got myself out to a lot more people a lot sooner, folks, you know, and that's what kind of frustrates me, these apps. And YouTube is acting the crap with other streamers that I know as well. I mean, Lady Gravemaster was doing a review of Conair, and he took our stream down for deceptive practices. Now, I will say this though, YouTube has become strict. If you're talking about a topic, and especially if you're doing movie or TV show reviews, but if you're not actually reviewing those movies or TV shows, they will take action. Like they're actually becoming very, very, very strict now, which is actually ridiculous.
Elon, you got any money left, mate? Got any money left?
Yeah, if you do, you can hire people to work for this channel, because we take no bullshit off anybody, Elon.
Tell Elon Musk to buy YouTube.
Forget about all the others, right? Forget about all the others, right? And this is not disrespecting them or anything, but they only want you on for clout, yeah? We bring you on because we want to actually talk. So, yeah. So if you're listening, no, you're not listening. Well, if you were listening, Elon, you come on and tell us why you bought El Twitwa. Be very interested to find out why you bought it. Oh, yeah, and I want to ask you a question as well. I mean, you know, now that it's a free platform of freedom of speech, would you like to give your opinion on your abusive ex-girlfriend, Amber Heard? Do you know what? Everybody on Twitter seems to be testing Elon to see if he'll ban them by putting up ridiculous posts. I dare someone out there to actually tag him and ask him about his abusive ex-girlfriend. No. I guarantee us will all be bleeding shot down straight away.
Have you seen the fake Elon Musk posts on Facebook?
No.
They keep putting about Elon Musk, the comments from Elon Musk about what he's going to buy next or what he's going to do next.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Facebook algorithm is going mad.
I think the best one I've seen from him is I'm going to buy Coca-Cola again to put the cocaine back in it. Okay. He wrote another one. What was the other one? He's wrote up some funny ones, actually. But I think he was saying, he said he was going to buy something off Jeff. Oh, Stargate. He says he was going to buy Stargate next as well. He's been going around saying he's going to buy all this shit, and I says, could you buy? Everybody keeps asking him, Elon, can you buy? Like, let him settle with Twitter first. Let him make it. Let him fix the platform. And I have liked what he has said, because he's made it clear to the right, because the right, and don't, you know, I considered right wing to these twats out there on the left, but I'm not.
Oh, did you see his post on that? Did you see his
post? But yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. He says it's just as much as upsetting the left than it is the right, because the right were acting as if it was some sort of victory for them. It's not victory. It's a victory for freedom of speech. But it can't become an echo chamber. I'm glad he's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
Now he has to do all the right things.
Yeah,
so let's see.
You have to follow through now.
So follow through, and look, if some of the right go mad at him, let them go mad at him. Let them look at you. One thing you keep complaining about, like how you have been, you know, suppressed. Now he's given everybody the equal opportunity to have freedom of speech, and if you don't like what the left have to say, well, I'm sorry, it's not going to become an echo chamber, right? Because that's what Truth Social has become. That's what Mabs has become, wherever you fucking call it. That's what Parler has become. Because you think some of the people on the left are going onto those platforms. No. All people from the right are going onto those platforms. So they've already turned into echo chambers. This is why it's important that Twitter now has the opportunity, because they went left wing. Now it's time to bring it back centralist.
Yeah.
And make it a true app for everybody to use, right? And if he could do that and he pulls it off, miracles happen. I'm all for it. But you know, people calling for Donald Trump to come back onto the thing. He says he's not coming back onto it, and I don't know why he would really want him back on anyway. He was funny 4 years ago, 2 years ago, right? It's done. It's done. I don't leave it now, right? What you all should be concentrating on now for the next 2 years is trying to get Biden now, because he's an absolute disgrace for president, and even Cheryl will admit, because one-term president, that's all he is. So
that's a liberal American saying that.
That's what you need to do. You need to make sure now that the next candidate that you pick is the right person for the job now. Because let's be honest, Trump might have done some good things, but he was too divisive. Yes, we all laughed and we wallowed right? But now we've got Biden, who's like, you know, you can see the guy doesn't know what he's fucking doing. He can't even walk down the road without fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, remember that video of him walking through the bars of the bushes, and he's supposed to walk in this way, but he kept walking. Yeah, he's got a senile old fool in the White House, like. So you need to find someone that actually has a brain and actually has the smarts to run your country properly. Okay, so make the right. That's what you should be all concentrating on, not bringing fucking Trump back to Twitter. You only want him to come back to upset the left. And that's just fucking petty. Leave him on his own little echo chamber social media site where all the Trumpers have gone, right? And I'm not saying, you know, I'm anti-Trump. You know, I have liked what he's done. I love the fact that he fucked up the establishment. But he's gone now. Right? He's gone.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about him now. I don't care whether he comes back or not. But he says he's not coming back. And to be honest, I think that's a good thing. You know, I don't want Twitter to be, you know, because you want the balance, right? So just let him do what he wants to do. Do you think he gives actually a fuck about any of us? No. He's a fucking billionaire. Of course he doesn't give a fuck about any of us. Right?
He don't give more of a fuck. Why does he run for president?
Exactly. Yeah, well, don't even go there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. So I'm going to say goodnight because we've gone 12 minutes over and I can already hear that he's outside the door. So I'm going to leave it there. So I'll be back soon. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the super chat, walked eyebrow too. I think I said it right this time. And to me panel, to meet the guys, Real Super Doctor, thank you.
Hey.
PD Rich.
No worries.
And
No worries.
Signal later.
Nighto.
And from me, now you can feck off. I'll see you in a few minutes. I'm going to drink my sparkly Ribena. There you go. I'm going to bring the dog out. But before I do that, I'm going to leave a message for Chris Chibnall. Hey, Chris. How are you, pal? How are you? I heard you were devastated about RTD. Yeah. Would you like to talk about it? Yeah. Listen, I have this woman I want to introduce you to. She's a real catch. She'll cheer you up. Now, what's her name? Oh, it's Amber Heard. You've probably heard of her. Yeah, she was with Johnny Depp. Yeah. Oh, you've heard the audios. Yeah, but that was just her acting apparently. But she's very keen to meet you. She says she's liked your work on Doctor Who. Yeah, she would. Yeah, she'd like to meet up. Will I set up a meeting? Not right now. Why? What's wrong? Oh, you've been crying the last few weeks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. You know, Chris, it's not that bad. You know, it's not that bad. You might be known as the worst showrunner in Doctor Who history, but you know, you've got Broadchurch. You know, like for fuck's sake, cheer up, man. Cheer up, Pat. Look, I'm trying to set you up on a date to cheer you bleeding up, and but Chris, calm down. Listen. RTD is not going to embarrass you. No, he's going to fucking annihilate you. Yeah. But I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah, but we don't really. Yeah, but we don't give a fuck. You know. So do you want me to set up that date or what? Come on, that's all I rang you for. I didn't want to hear you cry, buddy. Yeah. Okay, I'll set it up. No problem. All right, Chris. I'll see you. What a fucking lunatic. Anyway, folks, I hope you have enjoyed tonight. We will be back in a few minutes anyway, but that's a good night from me. See, I told you, if anybody's watching from the BBC, if you want to give me a job, I'm actually quite a funny person, you know. Now that your comedy has gone down the shitter, you could actually bring me on and maybe I'll revive comedy again. You know, you always need an Irishman. Anyway, good night to me, panel. Good night to you guys. Been an absolute pleasure. And I'll talk to you in a few minutes. All right. Here's the trailers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.